Hello and welcome to our Midweek Memo. I wonder if you've ever sat in church and admired our church building. There's an amazing roof and the structure is held together by 6 of these mighty and magnificent pillars that keep the church held in place. In the same way as these pillars, prayer, which we don't see but is fundamental, keeps our church strong and supported, and is one of the pillars of our church vision. This last Sunday, prayer and pillars came together as we finished our sermon series on the Lord's Prayer by thinking about what it teaches us to pray as a church community. The people in the pews took a card like this and wrote their prayers, and there were 140 of them stuck onto these pillars as a symbol of what we would like to pray as a church community for our church, Emmanuel, in 2024. Sam and I went through and looked at these prayers earlier this week, and we've pulled out 4 of them as examples that show how we can use the Lord's Prayer to help us to pray for Emmanuel. Let me read them to you. Hallowed be your name. This prayer says, at Emmanuel, may all we do honour and glorify God. May his name be holy. Your kingdom come. This prayer says, may anyone who walks into Emmanuel see God's kingdom at work and feel this is a place that they can call their home church. Forgiveness. This one reads, that we may forgive each other when we get things wrong, that grace will flow like a river. And lead us not into temptation. This one reads, help us as a church to stand strong against the evil one so that he can't attack us. Well, this was how we brought our prayers together as a church, but John also encouraged us to think about the verse before the Lord's Prayer, which talks about us going into our room, closing the door, and praying to our Father who is unseen. In that secret place, we can spend time cementing our prayers, and we'd love to encourage you as a church, for each one of us this Lent, to spend a couple of minutes each day praying the words of the Lord's Prayer and using them to shape what we might pray for not only our church but for ourselves as we continue in the year of prayer at Emmanuel. We've got a couple of things to tell you about in the life of our church in the coming week. Next Wednesday, the 21st of February, at 8 o'clock here in church, we begin our Lent Wednesday evenings in ancient prayer practices. This is going to be a wonderful occasion to come together, to find some stillness, to find out different ways of praying in the way that Christians have done over many centuries, and to practice those ourselves. So do sign up online and come and join us from next Wednesday. On Monday, we have our discussion evening. It's called Too Heavenly Minded, and it's asking whether or not Christians should be based with their thoughts more on eternity, or whether we should be firmly grounded in the here and now. There is some pre-reading available for this that will come out in Friday's email, so do let us know if you don't receive that, and do come along Monday evening, 8 o'clock in the Watney room. And finally, a last call for our baptism services. They're going to be on Palm Sunday in the morning and the evening. Baptism by full immersion, a wonderful symbolic act that shows about the new life that we have as believers when we give our lives to Jesus. If you'd like to know more about that, contact the church office or write to John. Have a wonderful week, Emmanuel.